Hey everybody, we are doing long division today, but we are going to be using an area model, which is my favorite way to do long division because it just makes a lot of sense to me, and it will make a lot of sense to you if you practice. So we're going to do 684 divided by 3. This number here is called the dividend. The dividend is a fancy word for the number that's getting divided. This number right here is the divisor. It's a fancy word for the number you're dividing it by. And the answer up here is called the quotient. So think about how in multiplication, the answer is called the product. In subtraction, the answer is called the difference. And in addition, the answer is called the sum. Well, in division, it's called the quotient. Really, really important for me to always draw a fact triangle when I'm dividing or multiplying because it helps me really see the relationship between multiplication and division. So the dividend goes at the top. It's my biggest number. 684 divided by 3 equals question mark. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, the area model strategy is really, really cool because we are going to just start chipping away at this mountain or climbing up this mountain until we get up to 684. So multiplication and division are related. For example, I could skip count my 3's, right? 3 times what equals 684? I could skip count my 3's until I got to 684. That would take a long time, so I'm not going to do it, but I could do that, right? And that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're going to multiply 3 by things until we get up to 684. For example, 3 times 100 is 300, and that gets me, halfway up the mountain. 3 times 200 is 600. And so I'm just going to be multiplying by 3's to get all the way up this mountain, or as close as I can. And that's what this strategy is all about. Let me show you a small example, and then we'll come back to this one. So let's say that we were doing 24 divided by 3. So the 24 would go at the top, and the 3 would go here. We're dividing, and the quotient is the question mark. 24 divided by what equals 3? Well, we can multiply, skip count our 3's to get up to 24. We're dividing, but you can multiply to figure out your answer. Right? We would just multiply our 3's over and over till we got up to 24. And that's all we're doing today is we're multiplying until we get up to the top. So we would do 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, and we would keep going, but we're using multiplication to solve this division problem. 15, 18, 21, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8 is 24. So as you're multiplying your 3, you're climbing the mountain and you're just trying to get up to 24. We could skip count our 3's all the way till 684 too, but that would take a while. So we're going to multiply 3 by big numbers and just fill up the triangle. Okay, so that's how an area model works for multiplication, or for big division, but I'm going to be multiplying here. So now I'm going to show you how it works, and there are very specific steps we follow that are going to seem like a lot at first, but if you practice it, there will be one day where it will just click, and then you will have it forever. So just stick with it, please, and keep practicing. So we'll keep this one kind of up here as an example in our little mountain climber, and we are going to use the area model strategy. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, my dividend, the big number that's getting divided, is 684, and I'm going to draw an area model box for that. 684 has 3 digits, so I'm going to make it so it has 1, 2, 3 sections, and then I'll put the 3 on the side. Now, if you were multiplying, you would multiply these and put the answer in here, but we know the biggest number. So we're going to put the 684 on the inside because what we're really asking is 3 times what is 684. Then we're going to start multiplying 3 by big numbers to chip away or climb up this mountain and just get as close to 684 as we can. So don't even worry about 684. Just think of it like 600. We're going to do 3 times something equals 600. So if I draw another triangle, I'm saying 3 times what will get me close to 600? Or just think of it as a 6. Because we know with zeros that you can just forget about them and put them back in later. So 3 times what gets us to 6 or close to 6? 3 times 2 gets us close to 6, right? Therefore, let's put those zeros in. 3 times 200 is 600. 600, I mean, that's a pretty big number. We're trying to get close to 684. We've made a lot of progress already. Well, 200 was in the quotient area. That's part of our answer. So we're going to put it at the top. This is our area model. So we're saying 3 times 200 chips away at that mountain. 3 times 200 is 600. So look at this. Like looking at our mountain here, we're trying to get up to 684. We already made it up to 600, so we fill this in. I mean, we're already up to 600 here. We're doing pretty well. But we need to figure out the difference, right? We're not at the top of the mountain yet. How much space is left over? Well, to find the difference, we're going to subtract to see how much more we need to go. So what is 684 minus 600? It is 84. So we still need to do 84 divided by 3. So put that in here in the middle of the box. Now we're going to do 84 divided by 3, or 3 times what will get us close to 84? 3 times something get us close to 84. But hey, don't even think about 84. Forget the 4. Just think about 80, right? Because all we're doing is we're chipping away. Can you do 3 times something to get us close to 80? Well, could you get to 60? Could we do 3 times something equals 6? 3 times something gets us to 60. So let's do, if 3 times 2 equals 6, let's multiply 3 by 20, and that'll get us up to 60, right? So 3 times 20 get us up to 60. So we're getting higher up that mountain. We're just chipping away. We started with 684, now we're 84, taking 60 away from it. So looking at this, we just added on 60 more. We're getting close to the top there. Now we'll subtract to find the difference, or how much space is now left. 84 minus 60 is 24. Put the 24 right here. So the part of the mountain is always inside. Our answers go on top. So far we've done 3 times 200 gets us up to 600. And 3 times 20 gets us up to 60. So on our mountain, we have traveled 660 so far, and we need to get up to 684. So that's how we have that 24 left over. Can we do 3 times something equals 24? Or in other words, if we use a triangle, 24 divided by 3 is what we're doing here. 3 times something equals 24. If you know your multiplication facts, this is the one from earlier. 3 times 8 equals 24. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So we'll put that at top. And this works out perfectly, so there are no remainders. So this is your answer up here, 228. This is an expanded form, so you want to push it back in. 228. So we are saying that 684 divided by 3 is 228. Think about it the other way too. We're also saying 228 times 3 equals 684. So that's our quotient. And I really, really want you, especially right now at the beginning, to double check it with multiplication. So if you said that 684 divided by 3 is 228, then you need to prove it. Okay, so you said 684 divided by 3 equals 228. Prove it. Does 3 times 228 equal 684? If so, your question is correct. So if you do that area model again, the way we learned with multiplication, we're saying 228 times 3 equals 684. 3 times 200 is 600. 3 times 20 is 60. 3 times 8 is 24. Add them all together and check that you do get 684. Check it another way. You don't have to check it both ways, but here's the other way to check it. 228 times 3, check that it really does equal 684. 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and 3 times 2 is 6, 684. So you should always check your long division with multiplication afterwards. And that is how we multiply using our area model mountain climber chip away strategy.